Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Alex and this is my channel where I learn programming from scratch. Long story short, last August I quit my job, started doing Bitcoin, and then the technology of the decentralizing everything and the blockchain and all the applications that comes with this technology is so amazing. So I decided that I want to learn programming so I can work in that field. I studied marketing originally, but then this is me shifting my career because I think programming is really amazing thing. So what I'm doing in this channel is I'm sharing live stream with everything that I'm learning step by step, so I can give you a background about what to expect when you want to learn. Without further ado, let's jump into it. Today we're going to continue with Python, the same tutorial from yesterday and the day before. If you didn't check these videos, you can go back to them after we finish this live stream. Let's stop this music for now. Thank you, whoever uploaded this free, no copyright music. Thumbs up, thanks. And here, okay.
Using the return statement in Python functions. Now, a Python function is basically just a collection of Python code that performs a specific task. And when we want to...
I think it's playing fast forward, so let's go back to normal and then increase the volume a little bit. Yeah, cool. Picture in picture.
To perform that task in our Python programs, we can call a Python function.
So yesterday what we did is we did this function, say hi, name, and then print hello plus name, and depends on the name, Mike, Steve, blah blah blah. And today, happy weekend by the way, we're gonna continue with a new function or new whatever.
And a lot of times when we're calling a Python function, we just kind of call it and it does its thing, and then we move on with the program. But sometimes when we call a function, we're actually going to want to get information back from that function.
What do you mean?
When I call the function, I want it to basically execute its task. I want it to execute all the code. And then I want it to like give me some information back. So that could be like a particular value. It could be something like telling me how the task went. Basically, the function can just communicate back to us like, hey, here's some information. And that's what the return keyword
like to report to you. That's good.
The return keyword can basically allow Python to return information from a function. So I'm going to show you guys how we can do this. I want to create a very simple function, and it's just going to cube a number. So when we cube a number, we take it to the power of 3. So if I was going to cube like 2, it'd be like 2 raised to the power of 3. Right? It's just pretty basic math. So we're going to make a function that will cube a number, and I'll show you guys how we can use that return statement. So first thing we want to do is make a function. I'm just going to say def cube. We'll call the function cube. And over here we can specify any parameters that this function will take. So basically any values that we want to give this function. So we're going to give it one function, which is just going to be a number. So I'm just going to call it num.
Okay.
And over here I'm going to type out a colon. And then down here, we can put any of the code that we want to be included in this function. So basically, this function is just going to cube this number. So we could just type out num times num times num, right? That's going to give us num cubed.
Wait.
That's all well and good.
What is this second line? I didn't get it. Sorry, what I'm doing? No, here. Where is that sign? Where is that? Oh, no. Here. Times num, number 8 times num. So, what is this line again?
If I come down here, I can execute this function. So I can basically just call it, I'll say cube. And why don't we pass it a 3?
Cube.
So I'm going to go ahead and pass it a 3. And I'm going to save this. And now let's go ahead and run this code. So we'll run the code, and you'll see down here,
0
nothing happened, right? So nothing got printed out in our program.
Right, it's empty.
When we called this cube function, it didn't really do anything. So let me try to print this out. So maybe if we print this function out, it'll give us back the information that we want. So
print.
type out print, and we'll print out the value of the function. I'm just going to click play.
Up. Print code. No, wait. What I need to do is like that, right? Then, boom, none.
Look down here, it says none.
Why?
So when I printed out the value of this function, it told me none. But really, this function is supposed to be cubing the number.
Yeah.
And here's how we can use the return statement in Python. I can come over here and I can just say return. And now Python is going to return whatever value we put over here to the right.
What do you mean? What is that supposed to mean?
So when I call this cube function and I give it a 3,
yeah,
Python's going to go off, it's going to execute this function. When it sees this return statement, it's going to say, okay, I want to give a value back to whatever called this function, and it's going to return this value. Now, when I print out cube 3, it should print out the answer because we get an answer back. So when I play this, you'll see down here, it says 27. So we
but why it didn't happen from the first time?
With anything, why don't we cube like 4 or something? So now I'll run this, and you can see we're constantly getting the correct answer
5
back. So that's the basics of using this return statement. It allows us to return a value back to the caller. In other words, back to whatever's calling the function. So I just want to illustrate this point a little bit further. I'm going to come up here. I'm actually going to create a variable. So I'm going to create a variable called result, and I'm just going to set it equal to cube 4. This variable result is going to store the value that gets returned from the cube function. So it's not going to store like cube 4. It's going to store the value that gets returned from executing that function. So now if I came down here and printed out result, it's actually just going to print out 64 again because that's the value that it's storing.